This is Hannibal from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update. We did a vote yesterday, and 64% of you guys believe that very likely the Janelle Grant case has been settled. There's no official word on a settlement. However, there hasn't been any talk about her lawsuit with Vince McMahon or WWE since August 4th, when her lawyer made a comment about being upset when Brock Lesnar first returned. She's made no comments in the almost 2 months since then, despite stuff like Stephanie McMahon being at the White House, Brock Lesnar actually having matches and appearing regularly on television, and Vince McMahon doing public appearances, signing autographs and stuff. Grant's rep did say back on August 4th that Brock Lesnar's WWE return was, quote, an attempt to sweep misconduct under the rug, end quote. And it's funny that she shut up after that because Janelle Grant hired a whole publicity firm to keep her in the news, a firm that represented many political figures over the years. It did come out back in May that John Laurinaitis was dismissed from the lawsuit because he had a confidential settlement with Grant's legal team. Of course, Laurinaitis was the one that allegedly had sex with Grant after Vince McMahon had defecated on her. He was always Vince McMahon's right hand man and not known as a very nice person in the wrestling business. So it's a lot of karma for him. He was going out with the Bella's mother. A lot of people suspected that was the reason the Bellas got in the Hall of Fame so early. But they have since been divorced, and the Bellas have kind of denounced him. Raw on Monday did a record low rating, only 2.3 million global views. At one point, they were trying to say they were getting like 30 million views a week. 2.3 million global views on Netflix. They are getting more money than ever from streaming services and new forms of revenue, and places like Saudi Arabia giving them hundreds of millions of dollars. But the fact of the matter is, they're not as hot as they were right now than Roman Reigns was champion. They're hardly doing any house shows. They're selling tickets for more money than ever, but there's less shows than ever. They're expecting people to travel to shows and pay more money rather than go to more places, but they're presenting a really bad product. Dave Meltzer actually said that the match on Friday, the SmackDown match, where it was three women that I forget. I'm sorry. It was like a main event. One of them got busted open. One of the girls was from AEW. You guys can remind me of them. I don't. Here's how over the wrestlers are. The main event ones on SmackDown, I don't even know their names, but apparently it was absolutely full of botches, and it's like you're gonna charge more than ever to put out a more amateur product than ever. Like, make sense of that. Jasmine Nix, she's only been in the news lately because she turned down a contract that was just under 100,000 for an NXT deal where, let's face the facts, she's not over. I'd never even heard of her before this, and you only wrestle once a week, so 100,000. I mean, that's not bad if once a week. But a lot of these girls that are attractive like that and are only in wrestling because she was a former soccer player or something, they don't have the passion, and they can go and do underwear modeling or OnlyFans and make a lot more money. Do I find it strange that there's three pictures of Janelle Grant available? Three, because one of them is from the movie that she did. There's like nothing from past 2006. Like, so they want her to be remembered as this person from almost 20 years ago. These 2006 pictures. There's like the two pictures that they always show of Janelle Grant, and then there's one of her in in like a red dress. Someone's confirming there that the again they're charging us more money than ever for matches that are full of botches. Bad Bunny going to the Super Bowl. There you go. And I'm not done the news here. Yeah, Grant is in her 40s. She's like 44, 45 years old. But they keep using there's like whoever planned this out, it was very carefully planned because my dad is not a social media person at all. For example, I can find more than 3 pictures of him on the internet. There's rumors that Adam Copeland's AEW deal ends in October. Those are unconfirmed. Jericho, who is arguably the most famous wrestler in AEW as far as wrestling, rock starness, even though he's not a top level rock star, but he's known in rock music and he's been in movies. He's one of the best known wrestlers in AEW. He hasn't wrestled since April 6th and he's under contract through the end of December. Tony Khan is just not using him. So a lot of people believe he is going to WWE. His last couple of gimmicks in AEW got bad reaction from the crowd. And before Cody Rhodes switched over to WWE, he wasn't getting all great reactions either. But then he went back to WWE and got huge reactions. So I'm sure Jericho is taking that into account. And like, who makes $6 million a year and doesn't even have to go into work for like 7 months? It's a pretty damn good deal, if you ask me. But you guys can let me know what you think about it in the comments. And if you saw that terrible SmackDown main event, and yeah, there's in WCW, I mean, there was a lot of signs before it started really tanking that people just ignored. And we're seeing those same signs in WWE. A lot of stuff. Like, first of all, the product's not good. We don't even know who the champion is. Technically, there's two champions, but none of them are really that over. John Cena's thing flopped. The Rock is on the board of directors, but never appears. Brock Lesnar is being brought back. I guess that's the most exciting thing they got going. They hardly use Roman Reigns anymore. He lost his mega stardom